Peace to the guys, right? God up, God rising. Now, this video that I just came across, and before I re-release it, I want you to keep in mind, right, that this is chess and it's been chess. Now, I know that P. Diddy and all of the things that the world knows about as far as in his case and all of the allegations, the history from numerous people, however we want to go about that. No matter what, now after seeing this video, you have to really take it into account somebody that is a strategist. How long has this man been thinking this way? How long has he been plotting, planning, and strategizing, right? Like Tupac said, plan, plot, strategize, right? You gotta know your enemy, right? And you have to know yourself and be comfortable with who you are, right? But it takes another kind of slave or warrior or captive or prisoner of war to actually get inside the house, to turn it on his head by actually gaining all of the power that the devil can give to you. And then try to use that same exact power against the person who created that game. This would make a public execution of a martyr. This would put Diddy in the light of a messiah, simply because of the planning and all of the nasty, or whatever we want to call it, inhumane, barbaric, Jewish type, however we want to see a European way of life. Because we have seen, like, doggy weird. But the deepest part about this whole video is that he was thinking the way that he was thinking, had the money, the power, and the respect, and the collateral, and all the footage that would be needed, right? That black book. Now, Tupac got a book called The White Book. It's written by Machiavelli that came out, I believe, it was published in 2007. And the book is written in novel form, but it has incredible, detailed, very dynamic history to it, and pure truth. Now, when we look at Sean Puffy Combs and everything that he's actually been through, now it's starting to make sense. Before I got hacked, right, lost the few documentaries that I was creating. One of them was called The Black Print, a novel written by Tupac Shakur, presented by myself, Caruso Haley. Now, that documentary was going to be 2 hours and 6 minutes. And I had a few more in there. Now, the black print was proving that Tupac was a plant within the game to take control of rap and hip hop. Now, when Professor James Small speaks about Tupac calling him and giving him the call and saying, listen, me and Biggie ain't even beefing. We actually have gotten together and we are about our publishing, right? And our distribution. We found a way. And Professor James Small says that he told Pac, listen, you ain't ready for that. You're dealing with the Jewish mafia and you're dealing with the Italian mafia. You can't do this by yourself. You need to give me a call. Because he is a made man. This is, I don't even know what to say. This man is that powerful and deep. If you wanted to see what the universe looked like and you wanted to hear the ancestors and true wisdom and power and knowledge, that's someone you would actually need to meet and listen to. I don't care if it's physical or spiritual, which is one and the same. Like I said, to take it back, to be a black print inside this particular type of system is no different than being black and owning banks across America, right? And white face. What Sean Puffy Combs did and tried to do was not bite the hand that feed him. It's deeper than that. This brother literally tried to destroy the very essence of survival of the fittest. Everybody is racist except for us. To try to start a black party for African Americans in 2024, for it to be publicized by Sean Puffy Combs. No greater love than he that has laid down his life for his friends. And we know he has done some gruesome shit, but when you see this type of situation, do you remember the ancestors that chose to go into slavery, to be kidnapped, to be prisoners of war? I don't think it's no stronger individual than such, men or women, a child, than someone that is a black man that has become recessive in a particular area. Because we don't take, we give. I think that is one of the strongest men on this planet, and as a black man, we all know that is somebody that you don't want to deal with when it comes to pain. No disrespect to the community. Peace to y'all. You know, we love you, we just don't condone. You know, all is forgiven and can be changed. Because the truth of the matter is, all is alive. And things do have to be destroyed, and this is the point of this conversation. I've never or could have imagined such. To flip the game on its head. The main, you're next to Lucius Gregg, the Universal Music Group, which is the Catholic Jewish music group. They destroyed this brother. I wonder how many more knew. Because what Pac was doing, Big and the other two rappers was doing, got Pac and the other two killed all at the same time. And Bigger died later. Listen, peace to my gods, God rising. got up.
Men like Trump need to be banished. That way of thinking is real dangerous. This man literally threatened the lives of us and our families about going to vote.
Stand back and stand by.
Stand back and stand by.
Yeah.
We're in a war. We're not taking this like it's a war. We're taking this like, oh, we're in a presidential election. No, we're in a war of love versus hate. The tribe of people that have the responsibility and really should be scared to death of this man is white people.
Explain.
If this man is elected, we're not standing by no more getting killed. We're not scared of anybody standing up and standing by. We're on the verge of a race war. But it would also be irresponsible of me to just let this moment go by. The world is watching, and not do everything I can to make sure that going forth that we're a part of the narrative, that we own our politics. And so I'm launching one of the boldest movements that I've ever launched. And it's called Our Black Party.
Okay.
It's time for us to have our own black political party, unapologetically. Because right now, if you look at the debates, we're not even a part of the conversation.
Not at all.
We're not a part of the conversation. We don't have any political power. We don't have any political leverage. And so we started Our Black Party with some young, fearless black activists, elected officials, and I've stepped up and put the money behind it. This is the biggest threat and the only option that we have right now as far as making a change, taking our own self-responsibility and accountability to be educated and empowered with our vote.
So what's the goal for our Black Party?
Our Black Party's number one goal is to unify behind a black agenda. That's it. You could be a part of the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, you could be an independent, but if you black, you wasn't born Republican, you wasn't born Democrat, you wasn't born independent, you was born black. And we have to seize our political power, because it'll just be more the same, being pushed this way, being pushed that way, and we expecting
a different result.
But the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing over and over the same way, expecting a different result, and it's not going to happen. So we have to change the tone. We got to start with us stepping up and really taking the responsibility and accountability to be a part of this political movement.
The hardest part of that is going to be getting other black people to buy into it.
This is not for all black people. You know what I'm saying? This is not for the scary ones. This is for the ones that want to move things forward and want to get to the smoke. A black person spends an average of like 5 hours on Instagram a day. If you could give Instagram that time, 15 minutes you could give to educating yourself. And our Black Party's that platform. So when we get down to the local elections, when we get down to the school board, we get down to the judges and the justices, that's so confusing for us. We've never played this game. This is another level of gangster. But I played this game before, you know? I started in 2004 with Vote or Die, and this is the evolution of that thought, of that empowerment, of that independence, of us taking self-accountability so we're not caught with our pants down like this election. Right now, we're not going to get nothing. We caught with our pants down. We're not organized. We're not ready to really take this on.
Hold up, let me ask you, what's the difference between Vote or Die Diddy and Hold Your Vote Diddy? And what occurred between those two phases that made the change happen?
I went through the experience of politics. I played the game with the Democratic Party. The people that I went and campaigned for, after they got elected, I don't feel like they really did anything to change the reality of black people. My purpose is to play a part in saving the black race. The Vote or Die Diddy was about politics and, you know, trying to be supportive. And also, you know, they kind of guilt us in the votings, you know. But as I evolved, I realized this is a business. This is a transaction. This is the closest thing to the streets than the streets. You know, this is black insanity. We keep on doing the same thing over and over, the same way, expecting a different result. Now we in a trick bag, as my mother would say. You know what I'm saying?
Explain that.
You know, that's old Harlem hustler lingo, is when you're in a situation like in a catch-22.
In addition to voting, what else is Sean Combs going to do?
From Trayvon Martin, I've been trying to figure out like how can we end this? Trying to think about solutions, because you could be angry, and you could march, you could protest, and people could hear you, but that don't mean that they're making any changes. So for me, it was us looking within ourselves and saying, let's not wait for these people to come and save us. Let's not wait for the Democratic Party. Let's not wait for government. Let's own our politics. Black politics. We need to own that. We need to have a platform, an institution that's going to support and breed young black politicians and social leaders that have integrity, not just in the quiet rooms, publicly. Politically, the only way to do that is by what we're doing with our black party.
So what does black political power look like to you?
Black political power, it's all rooted in the education, you know, and to be in control of our destiny, not putting it in somebody else's hands that's coming from outside of the community or doesn't have the community's best interests at heart. And that success, to me, is the local election. It's not the presidential election. It's the local elections. In our neighborhoods, who's running our neighborhoods? Who are the judges that are being elected into office that's jailing us, that's keeping the same insanity? We got to be able to bang on another sophisticated level. And it's not hard to understand. This is not like a hard sell. But this is the most dangerous thing we could do. This is one of the biggest threats. This, in us weaponizing our vote and weaponizing our dollar, is a nightmare.
It's good.
World. People don't really know me. Like, I'm blessed that I have the money to start this political party. I'm not gonna make no apologies for how much cake I get. You know, that has empowered me. But I know once I get it, I'm going to fund the revolution. I'm a black nationalist. I'm unapologetically black. I have to take care of the tribe first. I cannot sit here and watch. This is my blood family. How you think I'm gonna be? I can't worry about nothing else. I love everybody. But right now, I gotta make moves, and I gotta use my power for the advancement of black people, because we last.
Have you ever even thought about voting Republican for financial gain because of the tax bracket you're in?
No, that money's not all right. All I gotta do is get to action. I don't care if you understand it, you don't understand it. I'm a warrior. I've been in head to head with these folks in corporate America. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they ask the question, is there systemic racism? And nobody answers the question. I'm like, yo, no, hold on. This systemic racism, they trying to keep their foot on the neck up to my level, up to Jay-Z's level, up to LeBron's level. It's an illusion of inclusion by just a couple of us. So I could sit back here in the crib, but I'm not with it. I'm from that same block. I'm a frontliner. I'm with the smoke at any time, no matter where my address is at. We're in a war. This shit is not a fucking game. Everybody needs to wake up. I'm ringing the alarm. I'm having to start right now to organize and to come together, and so we can build our political army unapologetically for the things that matter to us.
Do you believe there's a way to vote and support like your personal interests and the interests of your people as a whole?
Yeah. See, when you at our black party, we love free-thinking, free-minded people and individuals. That's all we want in life, is to be able to be free and to be able to think as free as we want. But you have a responsibility to your people to ride on what they riding with for the betterment of the good of the whole overall tribe. We are a people that have been abused the most, and we got to start biting their legs off. You know, when they put their foot on our neck, we got to start biting that shit off. When they shooting us in the back, we got to start defending ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because Ain't nothing gonna stop unless you stop it.